Welcome to AICT MS Access Lesson 1 Introduction, Creating a Database and Tables. Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access is a database management system from Microsoft that combines the relational Microsoft Jet database engine with a graphical user interface and software development tools. It is a part of the Microsoft Office suite of applications, included in the professional and higher editions. This is an introductory tutorial that covers the basic of MS Access. So to open the Access, you can click on the Start Program and you can go to All Apps. You can click the Access in your Start Program or from your desktop, or you can open the Access. So you will get a startup window like this. As usual in MS Office, you have the Home, New, Open, Recent Files. Right. Here you have a blank database. Initially I'm going to create a blank database. So I will click blank database. So when I click blank database, here we have to define the database name or the file name. So here I will say the database name. I will say AICT. You can give your name, right? Or we will give the database name as AICT, your name. So I put my name. So I will put my name. You also, all of you have to put your names, right? Not anything else, right? So AICT underscore Nimilan, right? So this is the database, right? So database name or the file name, and we define the path where you are going to save. Click here and define the path where you are going to save. So it's important. Create a folder under your name, and there create a folder Access inside that your name and click OK. And after that, here this is the database name and this is the path. It's saving in the E drive in my case. You have to correctly save in your folder and click create. Right. So it's initially open a workspace. As usual in the here there is a ribbon. Each and every ribbon you have tools. Right. Here here the tables. Here you see your mouse here. In a database, you can create more than one tables. You can create any number of tables. So initially, I'm going to create today one table, and later on in the same database, we will create some more tables. So here, this is the table. So before creating, when you're going to create a table, you have to design the table, or you have to make the structure of the table. We call in Access that is design table, or the structure of the table. So right click on the table and click design view. Here we call design view, the design of the table. So click design view. So it will ask to give a table name. So I will give international. So in my tutorial, it says to create a database AICT your name and design the table as international. So I will give the file name, table name, actually not the file name, table name as international and OK. Right. So we have to make the structure or the design of the table. Here, this is the name. These are the field names: customer ID, first name, last name, address, country and state and province. So these are the fields. So first I will give the customer here in default, the customer ID will be there. I'll put customer ID. So here make that one as short text. Yeah, that is a short text. So the short text means the field size you can enter up to 255, not more than that. If you want, you can reduce that one. So I will make it 4. The field size is 4. So here I will make the field size as 4 for the custom ID short text. The next one is first name. That also short text. I will make it 100. right? Not more than 100. The next one, last name, that also short text enough. I will make it 100. Right, name letters not going to be 100. I think it will be enough. Right, and the address, country address. So for the address, I will give a long text. So it just thinks sometimes maybe more than 255 characters. We can go for the long text, right, if need, right? And the next one is country. Country. And the last one, state, state or province. State or province. That also short text enough. And for the country also we need 100 is enough. For the province also we will make it 100. Right. So this is the basic design. So we have 4 fields: customer ID, first name, last name, address, country, and state, and we have defined the data type. Call that is data type. What is the type? Text type, text type, text type, text type. All are text type in this table. Right. If you want, just I will explain, but we are not going to enter any data like age in this according to this table. There's an age, for example, right? If it is age, to explain if it is age, it can be a number. It can be a number. Right? It can be a number. Like that, there are some data types here. You have number, large number, date and time. If it is a date of birth, you can give date and time. Currency, right? Yes, no, right? That one we will create, learn on the coming lesson. So we don't need that one. I will right click and I will delete the rows. Now we do some more designs on this table. Set the field size 100 for the first name and last name we define. Define the primary key to the customer ID. So here, that in default, the first will be primary key. Can you see there is a key icon? Here you can, normally if it is not clicked here, you can click primary key. So what is a primary key? Primary key is a unique value in the table. It will be a unique value in the table, and it will be used to relate to another table also. So in a table, there should be a primary key. That is the good practice, because it should be a unique, cannot be repeated another value in a customer table, right? So ID cannot be, the same ID cannot be for another person. So if it is like that, we can define as a primary key. And if you are going to relate with another table, those things we will learn in the coming lesson. Just I am saying what is that. If you are going to relate the customer ID with another table, we need that primary key. Right. So that is at the moment we are defining a primary key. Right. Set the starting character A and 3 digit for customer ID. So the customer ID, for the customer ID, we are defining it should be start with A and 3 numbers, any 3 numbers, but it should be start. So what we can go here, there is an input mask. Type inside the double quotation A, that is the double quotation. Not clear, I will increase the little bit the screen size. Right now I have a little bit increase the screen size. So inside the input type task, inside the double quotation type A and 3 zeros. It means any 3 numbers. So when we are entering a customer ID, it should be start with A and any 3 numbers. That is the meaning of that. Right. Next one, give a validation rule and a validation text for the country as follows. So there is a validation for the country. So the country should be here according to this PDF. The country can be Canada. The customers can be from Canada, Australia, America, London or Sri Lanka. Right? Only from these 5 countries they can be customers in this table. From any other countries, they can't. So we will give the validation rule. So to give the validation rule, we have to type is null, is null, is null. Rule for the country, I have to type is null, or all a capital, or you can type the countries here what we have in this list. For the validation rule, we have to type is null, or capital O, right? The list what we have, right, is null or like this, Canada, Australia, like that, London or Sri Lanka, like that. You have to put the O, right? And the validation text mean if it is wrong and if you enter any other countries, it should be displayed invalid country region, please try again. So inside the validation text, I will type invalid country region, please try again. Now we made the design of the table. So here, so this is our design of the table, right? So the customer ID should be a short text, and it should be start with A and any 3 numbers. First name can be 100 characters. Maximum, last name maximum 100. Address can be more than right, like can say any number of characters. Country 100 characters. State and province can be 100 characters. Country should be Canada, Australia, America, London, and Sri Lanka. Right, now we will insert the following records to the international table. So now right click on this table, right, and click open. Click do you want to save the table. When you right click open, it will ask do you want to save the table. Click yes. Now I will type the it's a 001. More than that you can't type. I will enter a first name Ravi as in the PDF, Raja, Raj, and the Prija, right? Last name is Prija. Address, you can give address. Let us say 8/1/1 Main Street, 8/1/1 Main Street. Country. So the next record I will enter here A. So except A, you can't type B or anything. You have to type 002, right? The name, Aaron, right? So likewise, you have to enter all the datas. Number 4, College Street. Australia, yeah, I made a spelling mistake with Australia, so that's why it's showing. It should be Australia. So that is a validation rule. You can't type, right? It will validate that one. Right? You can type the state, right? So likewise, enter all the data, right? And you have to enter all the data, and you can click save. So over here you have the save. You can click records will be saved. Right, after that you can enter everything. Entering this one, you can click the close button.